Well, I'm very pleased to say that this Saturday, November 18th, the Winnipeg Classical Guitar Society continues with their International Artists Series, featuring Canadian guitarist of international renown, Rémi Boucher. Known around the world as one of the leading virtuosos of the guitar, he's in Winnipeg to perform works of composers such as Bach, Ragondi, and even his own hand. I'm joined now by Rémi Boucher here in the Classic 107 studio. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, thank you so much for coming here to the studio. I know you just got off the plane, so very glad you came right by the studio.
Yeah, it's very nice. Thanks for the invitation. Yeah.
You've been to Winnipeg before. We were chatting off.
Yeah, twice already. It's my third time here in Winnipeg.
I'm glad to have you back.
Thanks,
you're an internationally renowned guitarist from Quebec, more specifically from a city of some 40,000 people or something like that. Yeah. Western Quebec, Rouyn-Noranda. Is there a big guitar scene in Rouyn-Noranda?
In my time when I studied there, not at all. But I mean, in the electric guitar, a bit as everywhere. It's very famous instrument, popular instrument. But now there is a great festival in Rouyn-Noranda.
Really?
Le Festival des Guitares du Monde, the World Guitar Festival, and the many top famous guitarists played there, and they won a prize this year of contributing for the development of the city for the tourists.
Yeah.
So it's a great festival. So now the culture is going a bit for the guitar in that place. Quite good.
That's incredible. You mentioned that when you started, not so much. Who got you started on the guitar?
Yeah, my mom. She's a guitarist, and I was jealous looking her practicing, and how can she transmit that emotion that goes through me? I want to do it also. And I asked her, coming back from the school, I want that you learn me guitar. So that was, it started like that. But actually, I like all instruments. Yeah. I started with violin at 5 years old.
Wow. I mean, and then I suppose the rest is kind of history. You took the world by storm. In 18 months, you won 5 major international music competitions and in 3 nations synonymous with the guitar. I mean, Italy, Spain, Cuba. You've traveled around the world performing with major orchestras at renowned venues. Is there one performance that really sticks out in your mind?
Oh, it's quite a good question. Maybe when I played in the Symphonic Orchestra of St. Petersburg in Russia.
Wow.
And the St. Petersburg Philharmonic Hall. It was quite impressive orchestra and quite impressive hall, also an amazing audience. And I played a lot in Russia, in the entire country. And public liked me very much, supposedly there, so... And they had a quite impressive St. Petersburg place, but every place has its own charm and qualities.
Well, one of the reasons why I bring up your traveling is that I was just doing a little bit of reading in your bio, and you note the influence of other cultures in your playing and in your compositions, and the idea of kind of extending that guitar technique. We were speaking a little bit off the air of just how you can utilize your instrument to convey this emotion. Not being a guitarist myself, though, can you speak a little bit to that idea of extending the technique and really kind of embracing a modern sound?
I started with electric guitarist.
Yeah.
Guitar, I was an electric rock guitar player. And I was very interested by the development of the technique. And I was a bit jealous of what they could do. First, have sound, and first to get this audience you can be jealous for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then all the technique they do, just thinking of Eddie Van Halen, that really makes things very great for the guitar. And I tried that on the classical guitar also, and even there is some methods from the 19th centuries by Francisco Tárrega that speak about the colors of the guitar and some effect we can do. And I was interested by that because it's a resource for the instrument. When you have resource, then you can create with those resource ideas, explore ideas different. And then step by step, I started to see, this electric guitarist can do that. This Chinese instrument can do this. And it could be possible. The mandolin can do this. And the jazz guitarist does this. And then I tried to match and make it fit for the classical guitar. And so I found the harps also influenced me very much. I like very much the harp. And I got some harp technique, modern harp technique on the guitar. and some jazz technique, some mandolin technique, and make a fusion of that, and also some technique of composition also that, for example, not so much composer explore to my taste enough as Rodrigo did. Joaquin Rodrigo, this Spanish composer, to explore the register of the guitar as a dialogue between the register, as we do with orchestra also. And I use this technique very much to have colors and more register and more orchestral effect also. So I use that those technique and give a path to realize new ideas.
One of the things you mentioned as well is just that idea of composing, of writing your own music, and you compose yourself. On tomorrow's program is some of your music. Have you always composed as a player?
I did always since the beginning improvise and compose and everything, but I was more studying the repertoire, 500 years of repertoire, studying Renaissance and all the style, and doing in parallel things, improvisation, but not very seriously. I was improvising also at the beginning of my career on stage, just like that, but I gave up this. And more and more going with the music, I was really attached and attracted to do something with the guitar, to feel I feel inside of me something, and those techniques, they don't exist in the guitar repertoire. So well, how can I do what contribute with some composer to do things? And but it's it's not enough. I thought, okay, I will go more far by myself, because I can optimize the composition, the sound of the guitar for my technique and for the idea, so I can really fit the product and the effect and optimize everything, musicality, technique, match this together to produce energy. And sometimes I play it, and this thing's missing, and it takes me long, and I want to get this result. I want to feel it strong, and sometimes the piece does not survive it. Sometimes yes, and the piece I will play Saturday will make the job. I think I'm quite happy of the result. Hopefully people will like it.
Oh, I'm sure they will. And I mean, there's such an organic process, right? You say you try it and you test it out on the instrument, and you really see how it fits in your own hand, and to play and to have others play. Speaking of playing, what else is on tomorrow's program?
So,
Saturday's program. It's Thursday today. Yeah,
I start with Bach the Chaconne, which is a piece for me. I like it very much. Very famous piece of the violin repertoire that I transcribe myself. And then I will play by Regondi, he's a composer quite famous for the guitar repertoire. That's a Chopin of the guitar, very romantic.
He's Swiss born, right?
Yeah,
and then spent some time in France.
Exactly.
And
And then Malagueña by Ernesto Lecuona. That's also by Rémi Boucher, because I inspire myself from his composition to create those technique some personal stuff. And then there will be this suite of Canadian thematic, and then a Chinese Butterfly. This is a piece that I after a trip in China, and I met some instrument player, and I live some spiritual in temple experience, and I applied this. It's a kind of meditation piece. I love it so much. And we finish the concert with a piece that has been composed by the composer from Rwanda, Jacques Marchand. I recorded with the National...
I was going to say, you've collaborated before, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I recorded with orchestra also. We can play it in solo or with symphonic orchestra. There is 2 versions. So that will be the program of tomorrow.
I mean, what a diverse program it is. I mean, everything from Bach to the modern day. So I want to thank you so much for your time this afternoon. I know you just got off a plane, like I said, and we very much appreciate your coming by the studio. You can catch Rémi Boucher performing at Precious Blood Church, 8 p.m. That's Saturday. We both keep thinking that it's it's tomorrow. It's not. It's Saturday, November 18th. For more information, head to winnipegclassicalguitarsociety.com or classic107.com. I've got a little bit of Rémi playing for you now. Un petit goûter, I suppose is the phrase.
Yeah.
The finale to the Concierto de Aranjuez by Joaquin Rodrigo. Rémi Boucher, with whom are you playing on this disc? We were chatting a little bit about it.
With the National Symphonic Orchestra of Estonia.
And you have a long collaboration with them, right? Or
Yeah, I
you've performed
played
before?
very much in Estonia since 25 years. I was in Europe, living in Spain and in different countries as well. And then my manager sent me to Estonia, and I kept going there every year since 25 years in Estonia. And now my wife is Estonian.
Oh, what a collaboration indeed. Here is the playing of Rémi Boucher, the finale to Joaquin Rodrigo's Concierto de Aranjuez.